we always love to start things out with a game here on the Biggest 12. The theme this offseason has been trivia. So, Chris, I mean, how much do you think you know about
You only have to beat a 9.5.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you're here, Brownie, because I've been touting your accomplishment to everybody that Iowa State has set the standard. Okay, 9.5, really, essentially 10 out of 10 on trivia,
Hashtag
and nobody has come close to that. The average is around 6. So, are you feeling confident, Chris?
I'm a wealth of useless knowledge, so it just depends on if it's the correct useless knowledge in this case.
Yeah. So this is a mixture of both Texas Tech football and Lubbock-themed trivia. So, West Texas Panhandle.
So the whole world, basically.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we're going to have a little bit of like Mongolian Empire stuff in here and like,
Well, all right, I'm good then.
Yeah. Okay. So question number 1. Historically, during Texas' early settlement, the spot that would become Lubbock lied in a region controlled by, or what region? What was the name of the region controlled by non-Europeans? Do I need to rephrase that?
That'd be the Llano Estacado, and if you're talking about,
so we're not looking for geographical. We're looking for like a sovereign, semi-sovereign entity that was in this area during like early Texas settlement.
So you're talking about the Comanche tribes that lived out here.
Correct. Yes. What was it called when the Comanches held sway out in Lubbock?
I just thought it was called Oh, hold on. Dang it. I know it and I don't know it at the same time. I'm gonna have to pass on that. I don't know.
I mean, okay.
It's gonna kill me.
You don't want to take a swipe at it? You don't want to take a stab?
Well, if it wasn't Llano Estacado, because that was European. Shoot, yeah, no, I can't.
Okay,
if I try to guess, I'm going to offend the entire like Native American culture, so I'm just gonna bow out of it.
So it was called Comancheria. Comancheria, yes. So I'll give you half a point because you knew the Comanches were the ones out there. This is all the white people were like, yeah, we don't really go over there. That's where the Comanches. Yeah, so like, so yeah, I'll give you half a point.
Now abandoned, but there used to be a theme park in Lubbock called Joyland that forever was rumored to be built on a Comanche burial ground. And having visited that place a few times in my life, I believe it because that place is. I'm surprised I didn't fall off a ride a few times.
A little spooky.
Yeah.
Hey, all man, right. You haven't lived until you've taken like one of those wooden roller coasters at like a 45-degree angle, and the bar is just a little bit wobbly, and like you hope that your parent is on the side that you're like yoinking towards, so you don't go flying out.
Yeah, because there's like 2 feet of space in between you and the other side of the chair, and no seatbelt.
Yeah, welcome to 95% of Iowa adventure parks.
Yeah, I've ridden on many a carnival ride. I remember very clearly. So back in my childhood, before like the stockyards now are like the place to be. Like everyone goes to the stockyards, and it's a whole different thing than when I was a kid. It was very run down. And for some reason, one of my younger sister's birthdays, when she was pretty little, we decided to have at like a little sprung up carnival over there on the north side. And I just very vividly remember all of those rickety rides and several children vomiting and like, just a total crap show.
That was the last time I got deathly ill was at Joyland after taking on some Mexican food before I went. And then the ride that just kind of does this for like an hour, it took me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had one of those at our amusement park. It used to be a challenge when we were younger on who could eat the most corn dogs. And then it was called the silly silo, where you stand with your back
like
against the
To
wall.
the side.
Yeah, and then it sucks you to the side and it goes on for like 20 minutes. And you would constantly just keep going and going and going until like everybody puked. And I mean,
it's like the 400 blows, right?
Dude, we spent an entire day at the silly silo one day because just nobody, like everybody just refused to upchuck like 10 corn dogs.
Strength of stomach. Okay, question number 2. So we're going into Tech football now.
Okay.
So Texas Tech was a late addition to the Southwest Conference. May it rest in peace. Tech joined in 1956. Who was the only team to join the Southwest Conference after Texas Tech?
So that was definitely Houston. I think that was 78.
Yeah.
70.
It was Houston. It was 76, but yeah, Houston is correct. So there you go.
Okay.
You got it. There you go.
I've got one whole point now between my 2 half points.
Yes, there you go. All right. So question number 3. TCU's 31-point comeback in the 2016 Alamo Bowl is tied for the biggest comeback in bowl history. Remember the Alamo Bowl this fall, whenever it's wide released. So it's tied with Texas Tech, that comeback. Texas Tech also has had a 31-point comeback in a bowl game. What Texas Tech bowl victory is it tied with?
That would be the 2006 Insight Bowl.
Yes.
Where Alex Trelica kicked the game winner in overtime.
Yes, against who? Who was the Insight Bowl against?
Oh, I didn't hear that. Minnesota.
Minnesota, yes. Very good, Chris. Look, Chris,
in
you're
my
doing great.
lifetime, you played Minnesota twice and just beat the tar out of them both times in the most humiliating way possible.
It's a beautiful thing.
As you should against Big Ten schools.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
One where Jay Samaro punched what's his name in the face during the game too.
Well, so Texas Tech won a share of the Southwest Conference title twice in 1976 and in 1994. When was the last time Texas Tech won an outright conference championship?
I want to say it was either 73, but I think that was a shared one as well. So I'm going to say 56 when they won the Border Conference.
You're excruciatingly close. It is a Border Conference win. It's 1955.
I was circling it.
So I'll give you half a point for that. You're pretty
okay.
You're pretty close. So you're back in the land of full points here. All right.
It's no longer an over/under number.
Yeah.
And it annoys me.
Exactly. Question number 5. The Masked Rider, which is the first ever mascot to involve a horse, as I recall. The Masked Rider became the official mascot during which bowl game, about which one journalist said, no team in any bowl game ever made a more sensational entrance?
So that was, and this is why I got it messed up, because the game was in 56. It was the 55 season, but that same season, and it was the Gator Bowl.
The Gator Bowl,
yes. Where Joe Kirk Fulton led the team out on the field and blew everyone's minds.
Yes. It's a pretty great entrance. Let's mince words.
Don't talk to Baylor about that, because they're obsessed with their running of the freshmen. But
it's the lamest entrance. The lamest entrance, and all.
Let's let all the freshmen run on our football field.
Not crack me up too.
TCU literally lets little 2-year-old children do that. That's but Baylor's like the freshmen, Okay. There we go. Masked Rider.
You can get on the field when you're intoxicated. So
yeah, exactly.
Nothing special there.
Yeah. All right. Question number 6, and I know you know this one. All right. Lubbock sits on what raised mesa that covers parts of eastern New Mexico and northwest Texas that translates to staked plains?
The Llano Estacado. I was going to say the Cap Rock too, but yeah.
Llano Estacado is what I was looking for.
The plains estacadoed.
Yes. There we go. All right. Hey, you are on Brownie's heels here. We're going to see if we can make this thing happen. All right. The Goin' Band from Raiderland got its name when it became. Shout out who?
To Band 1. If you're in the Goin' Band, you know what that is.
Okay. So the Goin' Band got its name when it became the first ever band to travel to an away game in 1926 with some help from Will Rogers and Eamon Carter. Where did the Goin' Band go?
Oh, you might have got me on this one. Oh, no, you didn't. They went to a TCU game.
Yes.
Will Rogers said he wanted the people of Fort Worth to see a real Texas band play real Texas music, and I guess the TCU band didn't cut it.
Yeah, we might not have had a band at the time. I don't know. But
way to start some beef about band.
Yeah. Literally, you will never catch a single TCU fan having any kind of band pride. That's not something that we have at TCU. In fact, I've been embarrassed by our band more than I have been. All love to anybody I know who is in the band.
You want to know why? Because Iowa State is the only university in the nation that has a varsity marching band.
So does that mean you have a JV marching band?
We don't talk about the JV marching band.
Yeah, this is one of those stories. It's kind of shocking how much crossover there is between Texas Tech and TCU. Between, Amon Carter being this massive TCU booster who also founded Texas Tech, and then, Will Rogers being involved with both schools and Fort Worth. And it's a beautiful thing. I've always kind of seen Tech. There's a lot of TCU people that hate Tech. I'm not one of those. I've always seen Tech as like, it's that brother that you love, you look forward to playing. It's always going to be something crazy, right? But I don't have like I hate Baylor. I hate Texas. Right. I don't hate Tech in that way.
I want to see the campus of Texas A&M burned to the ground.
Yeah,
I want to beat TCU. Like, I have fun with TCU.
Most TCU sandbaggies,
fun, but which is one of the most bizarre insults that I've ever heard. But whatever, that's just being that's just lazy more than anything else. But
all right, so question number 8. What team has Texas Tech played more than any other with a series record of 40, 42, and 1?
Ooh, it might be TCU. It might be A&M. Actually, I'm going to just kind of dive in and just go Oklahoma State.
It's not Oklahoma State. It's not any of the schools that you just named. It is Baylor.
Oh, okay. They were
the Butt Bowl, which is not being played this year for some reason. Big 12. Why aren't we playing the Saddle? We're not playing the Butt Bowl. What's going on? But
if I have one complaint of Brett Yormark, it's that not putting everyone into 4-team regional pods so that we can play each other every year.
Yes.
Because I don't care if we play Utah every year or West Virginia is kind of cool, but I want to play TCU and Baylor every year and Oklahoma State.
So and I want Kansas State. They got rid of Farmageddon. What the hell?
It's absurd. It's absurd. There's
the longest played continuous rivalry, and they just say, fuck it.
Well, they just shipped it all off to Ireland, apparently.
Yeah.
Hey, man. That must be our going away party or something. I don't know.
You're too much to handle here in the States. We need a break from Farmageddon where it still happens, but it happens, with an ocean between everyone.
That is actually very probable on how Brett Yormark felt. Because the last time I think he was at a Farmageddon game, it got very, very rowdy.
Yeah.
There are so many people that are trying to kill this beautiful sport that we love, but we're not going to let them. We're not going to let them.
All right. To Ireland. That solved everybody's problem the last time.
Right.
Yeah.
The Big 12 permanently relocates to Ireland and just becomes a drunken sensation.
Oh, dude, that would be a blast. Getting all of the drunken fans that close together in Ireland. Oh my God. So that's the funny thing that I always chuckle with a bunch of my European friends is they always think that the UK can outdrink Americans. And I was like, listen, if it's the average American, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But you have never seen crazed drunken football fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Tell them about the 10-cent beer night at the Cleveland Indians game. Tell them about that. Okay. Question number 9. Texas Tech has what do I say here? Okay. Texas Tech has won at least one game against every current Big 12 school. So congratulations there. But which 2 current Big 12 schools has Texas Tech never lost to?
So this is one I know, and I just can't. It's on the tip of the tongue. I think it was BYU up until last year. I'm going to go ahead and guess Utah. I don't think Tech has ever lost.
Utah is one of them. There's actually 2. So Utah's one. What's the other one y'all have never lost to?
The other one I want to say might be Cincinnati.
It's Utah and UCF, actually.
Okay.
Unfortunately, y'all have lost to the team that took Tommy Tuberville. Yeah, so.
Everybody lost in the deal.
Yeah, everybody lost there. Okay. Last question. All right, let's see if you can get above 6. Okay. What famous model from Lubbock was Chandler trapped in an ATM vestibule with in the first season of Friends?
See, I absolutely despise Friends, so there's just no chance I'm going to get this.
You don't know of a Victoria's Secret model from Lubbock, maybe from the big in the 90s. Married to Harry Connick Jr., if that helps you.
Oh, that is see, this is how much of a Lubbock nerd I am, because I know now it's completely drawn a blank, but there's a street. Glenna Goodacre's daughter was married to Harry, but I can't remember her daughter's name.
Jill Goodacre, yes.
Jill Goodacre.
All the Friends fans said, I'm trapped in an ATM vestibule with Jill Goodacre. Yeah, there we go. So, I'll give you a point for that one. So look at that, 7.5 out of 10. Hey, C's get degrees, right, Chris?
That's what got me through. So
yes, me as well.
There you go.
Yes.
And now I'm in real estate where it never mattered.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all got C's?
All right.